Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV. Gonna be casting a game between FXO.Leenock and eShara.Naama. Naama currently residing in the MVP B team house in Korea, where his skills have improved greatly. I mean, he's going up against Leenock on ladder. That has to say something. If you don't know who Leenock is, he is considered one of the best Zerg players in the world, and also very, very young. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he is young. He is definitely young. He wasn't considered that great. I mean, he was kind of just one of those no-name Korean Zergs who were good. And then at MLG Providence, he just broke out and won it all. And everyone was so surprised when he 4-1 Naniwa. They were even surprised when he made it over into the finals because I believe both MVP and Nesty were there. Leenock went through the open bracket, to my knowledge, and just battered it out against so many hard opponents, going up, winning MLG Providence, and then in the following month making it to the GSL finals, where he did lose against Jotchki, but those were some of the best TVZ games I have ever seen. We do see Leenock going to be scouting. I believe that was right around 13. He just wants to ensure that Naama is not going to be cheesing him. This is mainly just to check, are you going to be going for a 11-11 racks? Because that does give Zergs many problems still. You don't see it too often, but it does take many Zergs out of games. And Leenock will be going for that 15 hatch Naama. Gonna most likely go for reacted Hellions because that is what you do on this map. We do see the Overlord coming in. Will Naama get a chance to see this Overlord and know where Leenock does spawn? It does give advantage, but no, it looks like Leenock does manage to sneak his Overlord away after seeing that command center. And the map is Antiga Shipyards, where I do believe it is Terran favor. This is the ladder map, of course, so you do have the gold minerals right here. It's very easy for the Terran player to take more than 3 bases, while for the Zerg player, it's very hard until they get up into that hive tech. And for that reason, I think Infestor play is the way to go on this map. Mutas can be good. I mean, you can easily harass the main, and then you can swing down to the natural. You kind of have this whole open space right here. It's easy for mutas to go in and out of that mineral line. But many Terran players can deal with mutas pretty well, and you don't really contain the Terran opponent to their base like you used to. Especially on a map like Antiga Shipyard, where it is relatively close for the Terran to be pressuring this third base and then getting right back home. I mean, the medevacs can easily just drop this. It is so ridiculously close. We do have the Marine going into Leenock's base. We'll be seeing this one hatch, and we'll see what the Marine ends up doing. And the pool just finishing. Leenock may get a few lings out to deal with this Marine, but the Marine just going to run back. The other Marine is pulling back as well. And maybe they were just looking for stray Overlords. I don't know. Just putting a little bit of pressure on. Leenock doesn't build any lings. This one Overlord is going to come to check the natural out. And also he does see if Naama is on 2 gases. Because if Naama is on 2 gases, it does mean that Banshee play is possible. So right now Leenock does... Maybe he doesn't get to see the second gas. I thought he would check that. Maybe this is just in the vision. It looks like, yeah, it is just in the vision. So he knows that second gas is not up. Overlord is going to come up just to double check that. So yeah, he definitely sees that gas now, knows that Naama has taken this expansion without actually seeing it. He can just safely assume. We do have the reactor going on the barracks. Bunker is being built. The Hellions not going to be coming out. He is going to be going for a 3rd command center before that factory. There we go, the factory going to be coming down. But what this does allow is it allows Leenock to get up his 3rd base. If he's active with this creep spread, as he is getting another queen, he may possibly be able to get a tumor down here before the Hellions come, which will allow him to take this 3rd base. We'll see if he ends up doing that. Leenock did build quite a few lings just ready for those Hellions. He also has that spine collar being built. That does finish right around 6 minutes, which is when the Hellions do come up. Leenock is going to send 1 ling in. See this bunker. Marine does come out, takes out that ling. Leenock does see the bunker. He doesn't know about this 3rd base, though. Naama's factory now just completing. Those Hellions are going to be about a minute behind. Maybe like 90 seconds to be more exact. The creep tumor is out. Is it going to be spreading fast enough to Spine Crawler is going to be moving. We do have the Lings just running around, going to start taking out these destructible rocks, and that will help that will help Leenock so much if he manages to take these down before this third base does come, because he can really surprise Naama with a huge attack. That creep is starting to expand one more leap, but those Hellions are going to be coming out to deny that just in the nick of time. Naama getting pretty lucky there. Is the tumor going to come down? It can right now. It has the chance, but it doesn't look like he is going to be getting that, as the Hellions now do make it in. Creep now just a little bit too late. If he was paying attention, he could have got that down, and that would have helped him so much. Makes those Hellions kind of back up, and once the creep gets to right here, you do need more than just 4 Hellions, as you do have to worry about this path and this path. You need 6 Hellions to be safe there. Meanwhile, Leenock is going to be taking out these rocks. Those are almost down. The Hellions are kind of splitting up, so those Lings can't really surprise them by leaving, but Leenock already has them out. If he was Chef, he'd try to run one Ling in. Meanwhile, Naama is at 3 bricks, does have his medevacs coming out right around the 9-minute mark. No tanks just yet. That factory has not swapped off. This will most likely be the last Hellion. No research on these bricks. What is this one going to do? Is this going to get a tech lab? Really surprised Naama isn't going to be switching off into tanks just yet, but he is going for this third base. Those Lings have taken out the rocks. The Marines should know those rocks are down. If Naama was paying attention to his mini-map, they're going to be coming in and just looking at what's there. They do see the bunker, the 1 Hellion, and right now Leenock is still very much in the dark. This one Overlord does see the gas timing, so he knows when the second gas was taken, but he doesn't know anything about these natural gases, as we do have a lot of Hellions going to be going around the map as a drop does come. Leenock does have plenty of Lings to deal with this. Lings and Banelings down at his natural. The drop is going to be coming in. And will this do any damage whatsoever? Naama is going to be doing the drop, but many Lings do come and clean that up very quickly. The medevac is forced to retreat, but at the same time, Hellions do come in, taking out 1 Ling so far. And I don't think a single drone was lost there. No drones have gone down this game. Leenock doing a great job at not pulling all his units to deal with that 1 drop. Naama going to be trying for drop attempt number 2. Nope. Going to be dropping down here, maybe heal up his Marines before he does go back in. And Naama going to be just going back home. Leenock, we do see, does have mutas coming out right around the 11-minute mark. And we'll see how effective these mutalisks are, because I really do prefer that Infestor play, but Leenock is leagues beyond better than me, so he probably understands this matchup much more. Few mutas going to be coming out and going to attack those Hellions, not targeting that 1 injured Hellion, and doesn't get a single one, as the Hellions do escape, falling back into where he has plenty of Marines. We do have Leenock getting some missile turrets up. Has he started that tank production yet? Where is that factory? Down here, those tanks just coming out. Siege check really delayed. It's around 11:20, and that siege has just started, and Leenock is going to be going in to attack this third base. Morphing in a lot of Bane's bailing speed is done. There's mutas going to go back on those Hellions. A lot of those Hellions injured. Leenock not really doing any focusing firing there. 2 Banelings are going to be coming up, but they are going to burrow. But Naama does see that burrow. Leenock now going to be coming in, going to be taking advantage of. There's no tanks. Banelings coming in, getting a few hits off on those Hellions. Hellions miss microed, and those Banelings just do so much damage because there are no tanks to just target them down. And this third base now is under siege, and Banelings hit so many SCVs right there. It looks like 9 Banelings, possibly a few less, go down to those hits. Going in this wood count, it is 46 to 52. So Naama is not too far behind. Those mules will make up for that. But this will allow Leenock to take his third base, as he does have map control now. He's like, okay, this is safe. Does expand behind this whole attack, and it's looking like Leenock is in the lead right now at a 111 supply, 280 supply. But now Naama does have his siege tanks and getting a Thor out as well. But those Mutalisks may be free to come into this. Maybe not. There are only 9 mutas out, so they could possibly come in, take out a missile turret and possibly a reactor, just doing whatever damage he can. We do see Naama getting more missile turrets around his barracks, protecting these reactors, because he knows if he loses them, that will be a big chunk of his Marine force, and he just lost a lot of Marines, which is why he probably got this one Thor, just to ensure he doesn't get swarmed over by mutas. That Thor going to be lifted up, it looks like, to bring brought into this main. Just in case the mutas get any funny ideas. All the mutas being pulled back. And Leenock is going to transfuse them before doing anything. Those injured mutas now at good HP, and maybe this is when they will decide to do some damage. We have plenty of Lings and Banelings just hanging down here. Baneling's going to be burrowing, and that looks like it's just outside of the vision of Naama. Will Naama move out without scanning, get hit by those Banelings? And Leenock not really getting too many mutas. He's only at 9 mutas. Going to get 3 more right now. 2 Marines coming down. And here we go. Naama is moving out. Does throw the scan. Takes out those 2 bird Banelings. And now Leenock is going to be retreating. Naama does take this position, which will allow him to land that command zone and regain his 3rd base. Mutas are going to be taking out that 1 medevac. Nothing in that, but it looks like Naama smells blood. He is going to be going for that. Doesn't really want to secure his 3rd base. Just going to keep on moving out. Does take out a few mutas there. It looks like 3 mutas went down. Baneling's going to be coming in. Those tanks do siege up. And Leenock right now building so many Banelings, but that is 4 or 5 tanks down there on that low ground. And Naama is going to be elevating up, and here we go. Those Banelings being targeted by those tanks. Just look at all the explosions. Those Banelings go down at the same time. Naama is going to come up and try to take out Leenock's 3rd base. The Queen goes down instantly, and those Marines are coming. Leenock going to come try to deal with this. The Marines going to be falling back, and those tanks right now unsieged. He knows the Lings are up there. That's fairly safe. The tank's going to be sieging up right next to these destructible rocks. We do have more Lings on the way, and Naama going to be coming back in to take this 3rd base out. If Lings do come up, these tanks do have pretty good attack range. They can go up there. It looks like Leenock going to be going for a counter attack with all those Lings. And they do split up, but they will clump right back up. Baneling going down, but this 3rd base now surely going to be falling. And here we go. Bunch of Lings going to come try to take out more SCVs right now. 19 SCVs have fallen. Those Lings getting a little bit split up, and it looks like Naama will be able to handle these with these extra Marines that do come. Meanwhile, the muta's going to be coming, trying to magic box this Thor, but now attacking those medevacs. And maybe just want to take those medevacs out because he doesn't want any more elevator actions coming in from Naama. And those drones going to be retreating. The working count is at 70 versus the 38. Naama has to do damage here. He does get this gold base with a bunch of mules on it. 5 mules going over into this income tab. We do see Naama ahead on income due to those mules in that gold base. The Queen going to be falling now, and it's not looking good for Leenock. And now that Queen going to be falling as well. The macro hatches won't have any Queens to vomit on them, and because, well, that Queen's at 157 energy, the medevac is going to be lifting up. That Overlord does go down. 120 supply to 129. The Army supply, though, 91 to 57 with a huge lead in Naama. Mutas are going to come try to take out this gold base. He knows he has to take this out, but it just barely lives as his Marines just hold on. And now Mule going to come down to repair that as he does re-land those mules on that gold base. This one macro hatch is under trouble. And at this point, I don't know what Leenock can possibly do. The Baneling's going to be coming in. We do see him trying to split up. There's Banelings, but just not enough. Too many tanks for Naama. GG goes down for Leenock. Naama will be taking that game. And again, I really do like that Infestor play because it's so good at just delaying the turn. You get a lot of upgrades at the end of this game. Leenock was at 2-1. And Naama was at 0-0 on his mech. His Marines were at 1-1. And I believe those upgrades did start around the time when Leenock had those 9 mutas. He had the map control. He didn't keep building mutas. Instead, I believe he got upgrades. He brought the mutas back to transfuse them, but he wasn't really snowballing up, so he didn't have the map control, which allowed Naama to just push out without worrying about his main base getting destroyed by mutalisks. And we will be going up into SC2 gears very shortly. And, let's see. I'm just going to open up 2 games because I want to do something a little bit different. So hold on one sec. I probably should switch that over. I will do that. momentarily. So, okay, let's switch the scene over to SE2 Gears. So, I do have Naama vs. Leenock and Naama vs. Nest-T. What we're going to do is open this in multi-replay analysis. And, let's see. Does this tell us anything? Not really. But what we will be able to do is compare injects. I was hoping to try to get like Nest-T and Leenock side by side. And if I could do that, then we could compare the injects and all that stuff. But don't think I can easily do that. What I can do, see, this is Leenock main building control. There we go. That bottom one will be Leenock. This one, let's go back here. Nest-T, and we have Nest-T. Minimize that. X that. And main building control. So of course the game length is a little bit different. Nest-T's game appeared to go longer than Leenock's, but let's go at 10 minutes exactly, and let's just compare those injects. So we have Leenock with an average of 8 seconds at 10 minutes. Leenock with an average of 12.1. And then, where's Leenock's game end? I guess you can't really say that because he does get under siege. But you can see that Nest-T does have slightly better injects. You can see, right, at least on this one game. Leenock 11, 11, 17. Nest-T 9.6, 6.7, 8.6, 4.3. Pretty good. And now let's go into this. APM. We do have Leenock 260. No, let's start over macro micro like I always do. Leenock macro 95, micro 172. Naama 114 macro 172 micro. Both of them have the same exact micro. Naama had slightly more macro. 1% less redundancy for Naama at 29. Leenock, of course, at 30. Overall APM 287. And 268 for Leenock. Naama just being a little bit quicker. But that may come down to stutter stepping or something in that early game. Does this change? No, it doesn't change on that. So we can go over into builds tech. Really want to know when +1 did start. So upgrades. So we did have +1 way early on in this game, but he did go for +2, and then we can add in, I think this is units? That is messy. Can we filter units? Doesn't look like it. We can see him building mutas right here. And then this is when he gets that upgrade. So you can see him building mutas, upgrade, kind of slowing down. He also gets the flying upgrade. But he doesn't just commit to mutas, building more upgrades right here. +2 flying attack, +1 ground carry pace, +1 missile attack. That was odd. Does he keep that? 10:28. Let's go to like 12 minutes. Does he keep that missile attack? Oh, his SC2 gears may just be saying that was the +2 melee. We'll see exactly what happens. That's +1 flyer. Let's see, that should be... So it looks like he accidentally started that missile attack and then switched it off for melee, as we do see near the end of the game. Does not have missile. Okay. I'll have to look into that more before we talk about this tab because I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go over into the unit tiers. This is one we all love. You can see Naama really loving those Marines. Does get siege tanks. When does he start that tank production? Starts it around, I'd say 12 minutes, 13 minutes. He starts his tank production, and he starts that right as we have the Mutalisk production in there, which means Mutas actually come out just slightly before the tanks, that 1, then the 6. But generally you want to have your tanks up before the Mutas, at least starting siege tech. I think. I'm not positive. I normally don't see tanks that late. Naama did build a little more Hellions than most players. He did win that game, so maybe he's doing it right. And this replay analysis is actually pretty bad this game. I don't know. Just not feeling it this time. Going off into trains, this is not it. Builds. Tech strat units. Go late game. Let's just count all the units built. 17 tanks, 2 Thors, 10 medevacs, 13 Hellions, 178 Marines, 86 SCVs. We have 44 Mutas, 198 Zerglings, 28 Overlords, and 4 Queens with 149 drones. And there was one thing else. We want to look at ability groups. We'll see that 4 scans did go down that game. 29 stems. The main thing I'm looking for is gather resources and stuff, because I saw one game with Marine King Prime, if you looked at my cast yesterday, that had him doing a lot of manual mining. 3 transfuses, there's one, the Mutalisk, we did catch that, 104 Baneling Morphs, 36 Spawn Larvas, 114 attack moves. Yeah, nothing too special. That will conclude this cast. Hopefully you enjoy the game.